Welcome to the session on evolution of operating system, multi-programmed batch system and time sharing system. In this session, we will understand about multi-programmed batch system and time sharing system. This is the evolution of operating system. It starts with the serial processing. Here we don't have any operating system routine. Then we discussed a simple batch system. Now we are going to discuss about multi-programmed batch system and time sharing system. We'll start with multi-programmed batch systems. In batch processing system, memory holds a resident monitor OS and one user program. Batch processing holds processor on ideal state when I/O operations are being done. If the memory is sufficiently large to hold more than one program, then while one program is getting I/O, processor can be switched to another program. This is called multi-programming or multitasking. You see this program diagram. Here this is uniprogramming. See here. In program A runs and waits. When there is a wait for program A, nothing is executed. So this wait time CPU is wasted. CPU time is wasted. So this is uniprogramming. So once the program is running, no other program will run. So most of the time, whenever the program wait for some I/O event to occur, the CPU will be idle. So the utilization of CPU will be very less. See here. When we read one record from a file is 15 microsecond and 100 instruction 1 microsecond, execute 100 microsecond 1 seconds. So write one record to file 15 microsecond. Totally 31 microseconds time is needed. So percent CPU utilization will be 31 or 1 bar 31. So only 3.2% is CPU will be utilized in this scenario. Whereas when we take about multi-programming, here you see program A runs and it waits. When program A waits, program B gets a CPU and start running. So both program A and B are running concurrently. Whenever there is a time, space, or whenever a program is wait for some event to occur, another program gets a CPU and started executing so that the CPU utilization will be more. See the second diagram. Program A runs. Then program A waits. When program A waits, program B started running. So program B waits here. Immediately program C gets a CPU and start running. So the CPU waste time will be reduced. CPU utilization is high in multi-programming environment. What is time sharing system? 1960 programs need to dedicated computers, which was not possible as it was too costly in those days. Application with the more user interaction needs dedicated computers. For example, the computer used in satellite and all needs time sharing. Multi-programming is designed to handle multiple interactive jobs, referred as time slicing. Used to share the process among multiple users and makes each user to feel that they have a dedicated system but interleaved among all of them. So hence if n user using the system, then all the n users see 1 bar n, 1 out of n of effective computer capacity. So what's the difference between batch processing, batch multiprogramming and time sharing? Batch multiprogramming, the main principle is maximize processor use. Whereas time sharing, minimums response time. The response time is very important. Batch multiprogramming, JCL provides the job, whereas time sharing, commands entered at the terminal. So there are different terminologies we used. Multiprogramming means multiple programs executed concurrently. Multiprocessing means a computer have more than one processor, they executed parallelly. Multitasking is sometimes we call it as multiprogramming, but multitasking is programming with round robin schedule. When one is waiting, another will be executing. Multi-threading is an extension of multitasking where the program or the process will be divided into multiple threads. So compatibility time sharing system. The compatibility time sharing system is one of the first time sharing operating system developed at MIT by a group of projects Mac. So a CTSS ran on a computer with 32,036-bit words of main memory with a resident monitor consuming 5,000 of that. To simplify both the monitor and memory management, a program was always loaded to the start of the location of the 5000th word in CTSS. Time slicing, system clock generates interrupts at a rate of approximately 1 every 0.2 seconds. At each interrupt, OS regain control and could assign processor to another user. At regular time interval, the current user would be preempted and another user loaded in. Old user programs and data were written to the disk. Old user programs, code and data were restored in the main memory when that program was not given a turn. Break for questions. Let's answer. Keeping multiple programs in main memory at the same time ready for execution is called batch processing, simultaneous processing, multiprocessing or multiprogramming. The answer is D, multiprogramming. Second question, which of the following system has minimum response time? Multiprogramming, time sharing, multitasking or multiprogramming? We know time sharing. The answer is B, time sharing has minimum response time. In this session, we understand about the two evolutions, multiprogramming and time sharing system. Happy learning. Thank you.